of them. When you have all of this stuff, plus what Bajabi and Miller did say that will scatter them and all of that, it's an attempt to be able to have a weakened opposition. And it impinges on the integrity of the elections. So President Tinubu, whoever that is telling you that this is the route to go, he's not advising you well, because history and posterity will judge. Because when it will be said, even if you finally win the election, when it will be said, we will say, oh, that election where he suppressed opposition and never gave them, it will be there. It will constantly dog your career. And you will be the first president under the return to democracy that has done such a thing. Because even Buhari, that calls himself a convicted Democrat, didn't do such a thing. And that's why a lot of people are making the argument that Buhari is looking like a better Democrat.
Nigeria's political crisis entrenched. Let's put our thoughts to it. Recently, Nigeria's Supreme Court further increased the 2027 political crisis by not giving outright judgment that could reduce the political tensions in the country of Nigeria. They just created more confusion and instability in the major opposition parties in the 2027 elections political system. Could this be a deliberate and conniving attempt to further weaken the opposition by the APC ruling party against ADC and PDP parties that are major opposition, or using the judiciary to accomplish their goals based on the Nigerian transactional political system? The Nigeria's Supreme Court ruling of sending ADC party back to the judgment of the lower federal court while opposing the opposition and approving David Mark faction as legitimate chair of the party and dismissing Anyanwu's faction of the PDP party surely brings the opposition parties into reorganizing state of forming new alliances and positioning. Some of the high-profile figures for potential decamping from ADC party or PDP party or other lower parties and others is eminent. The end point is not yet clear or not yet known. Internet vloggers and news media recently carried reports that Peter Obi and his obedient supporters and Kwankwaso and his Kwankwasia group supporters are moving from ADC party, either considering PRP or moving to NDC party. The dust is not yet settled on this because the ruling party APC and the presumable plot to see their flag bearer Bola Ahmed Tinubu through in 2027 elections is making them through all kinds of obstacle and destabilization mechanism against the opposition movement. Critics already accuses Tinubu's administration of prioritizing political survival against the major opposition over structural reform in the country. They prioritize political survival also against insecurity and economic hardship in the country of Nigeria, instead of doing the right thing. According to records from the media, Nigerians do not have trust in their judiciary and whatever comes out of it, because like the ruling government, the judiciary is corrupt and very transactional. Most of the time, they do not follow their own rules or presidencies or constitutional guidelines made for them by the Congress. The rules of law to the judiciary of Nigeria seems to base on who pays them more in bribe, then they can bend the law to survive in their positions in the judiciary. They tend to collude and cohort the ruling government with the ruling government at the federal executive level. That's why such important honorable citizens of Nigeria like Peter Said Atedo, the former founder of Stanbic IBC Bank and president of ANAP Foundation, in his media statements puts it that he doesn't trust the Nigerian judiciary, especially the current Supreme Court ruling that gives no clarity on whether ADC party must be allowed to participate in the next 2027 election system to make the election credible. Conclusively, thoughts have it that the ruling party is doing everything within their power to stop the opposition from having it easy for free and fair election. The judiciary is part of the problem and not the solution, as they connive with the ruling executive branch. The opposition must find ways to fight back in order to remain relevant and even win the 2027 general elections in Nigeria. They must not remain docile to the acts of the current ruling APC party, because they did the same when PDP was in charge. And most of them in the APC today are PDP actors. And because both the executive branch of government, judiciary, and Congress is completely and transactionally controlled by the APC ruling party at the moment. And thus the evil foundations of rulership in Nigeria, whether civil or military. The current ruling party APC are advancing the illegal constitutional playbook of their predecessors, like NPC, NCNC in the 60s and late 50s, and the military in the 70s, and their NPN counterpart of the early 80s. From independence till 1999 till 2015, PDP party was doing the same. It is a vicious political system that puts the nation down always and brings no good to the country called Nigeria. Taken seriously, the careless, unconstitutional, illegal moves of the ruling APC party to remain in power and the nature of Nigerian transactional politics from independence till and vicious circle negative ways since independence till today and beyond. The APC wants to be in power beyond 2027. The opposition parties, therefore, must be very pragmatic and courageous to move ahead in plan against any playbook of the APC, which is not different from what their predecessors did. For now, this is what we got for you. Till next video, please subscribe, share, and give us a thumb up. Thank you.